how do you put together runs like for events like Twitch? I've never really asked you this. Like, how would you put together your runs? You write them all down?
Me, myself,
Yeah.
I used to write them down on paper and study them and then go out there and do them, where most dudes would take a piece of paper and a marker and write a whole fucking trick list on their front fender or on their bar pad or on their gas tank. But I never thought that was cool. And I've always been about style. So I never wanted my bike looking like shit with a bunch of tricks written all over it. I'm like, if you can't remember 10 to 18 tricks that you do every single fucking day in your own head, I don't think you should be out there. Where most of the dudes that I would ride contests against you would see them do like something dope, and then they would stop and look and then look up and go and do another trick, where I always in my head, I was like, bro, that is lame, dude. Like that is so lame.
Nate used to
yeah, like there was dudes that would beat me that would do shit like this, and I would get mad because I'm like, yeah, your trick was cool, but you look like shit from the time you landed till you got off the next jump. Your fucking elbows are down, your knees are out. Like it's just zero style involved. Where to me, I can honestly say I never wrote tricks down on my bike and rode a contest, bro, because I hated the way it looked.
But that's why it was fun watching you. Like that's why it was also fun watching Pastrana.
Yeah,
dude, he was just absolutely super.
Half the time you knew what you wanted to do, but your run would change. Like Pastrana, he never wrote all that shit down on his bike.
Pastrana doesn't even know that he was riding a dirt bike.
No, he blacked out. Like he would just go do his tricks and like kill it. You know what I mean? But it's like that's the skill level I felt like if you were going to be out there that you needed.
Yeah.
Did you ever consult anybody on your team or any of your friends and be like, yo, this is my trick list. What is yours?
No, bro.
No. I think for me, I was just trying to remember my run in my head. You know what I mean? Like I would, and then there was a point too, like I remember X Games one year is like, okay, like there's 3 runs and not one of them better be the same.
Oh, wow.
So I remember that year, I was like, all right, I'd write run 1 on paper, run 2, run 3. I would finish run 1, I'd come in, I'd open up my notebook. I'm like, all right, run 2. Boom, boom, boom. And I would have to put dirt hit, ramp, dirt hit, wall ride, like to remember what I was doing.
Yeah.
Damn. And then I would get out there and I would remember my first couple tricks, and then I would just go and just remember as I was going.
What about you, Shex? Like your lines
when I was a kid, when I was a kid first going, my dad would somehow find what course we were skating, and he was an engineer and like a really good drawer, and he would get a poster board and he would draw out the whole skate park.
No way.
And I would sit there with one of those old pink erasers and I would map my run out, and I would just map it out and visualize, and then I'd get to the park and do it.
So sick.
How would you remember it during the event though? You just knew.
Because bro, I'm
second nature.
I'm just a student of skateboarding. You know, it's the same as Twitch and Tyler. Like this is what we do.
Yeah.
You know, this
is what I studied for when I was in school, not how to fucking get to 27 on 4 different math equations. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you know, and I see all the coaches these days, and there's no shade. There's no shade at all. What a great additive to have to any athlete, to have an extra set of eyeballs to like do it. But it gets to a point where it takes the creativity of the actual athlete away, because it's so structured that you don't get to have your choice. That's why I've never won a street league. People would tell me what to do, and I would say, no.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to skate
I'm going to skate, and I want to land this trick no matter what. Like,
I'd rather be the crowd favorite than win the contest.
They're like, dude, all you need to do is get a 2. I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying a 9. Like, I don't care.
That's why, like, there's something to be said about being authentically you and doing like what feels good to you.
Yes.
And like that aside, like fuck the results. If you're doing things for the right reasons, then the rest comes along.
I want to land the trick that I set out to do, and if it took me 5 tries, then it wasn't my day.
Yeah.
You know. But the crowd sees you going back to back to back, like trying it, and then they get behind you because they're like, all right, he does not care about winning.
They see
he just wants this trick.
For sure.
Let's get him. Let's hype him up.
There's been so many events too, like where you write your list down and you get out there and you get mixed up. And I think for us, your skill level just takes over, and you're like, well, I haven't done this yet. I haven't done that. Every time you land, I'm like, I haven't done that. You know what I mean?
That's the math I'm talking about. That's the quick thinking that I'm talking about. Is like, if a run goes rogue for me, I still have 100 different tricks. Like I don't have to, I'm not married to the one. I'd like to get this line because my OCD is like, this is what we've played out.
In my head, I planned this.
Yeah, but I'm also real quick to change the script, flip the script, and do something different.
Yep.